This is Feed Your Mind and Soul. The Flat Earth Avengers has annihilated the globe Earth when they stepped in the ring versus a physics scientist defending the globe. And so this globe challenger is a degreed scientist that goes by the name of Brian Myers. And he stepped in the ring with flat earthers DITRH, Jaren, Wits It Gets It, and Hibbler Productions. So these are some big names in the flat earth community. Hibbler, he makes all the official flat earth documentary type movies. You know, it's like cinema quality movies he's presenting. And then DITRH, he's running the internet when it comes to interviews. But basically, it used to be kind of Mark Sargent, but now I believe DITRH is really going at these interviews like several times a week. I think several times a day, really, sometimes. So also Jaren, you know, and Wits It Gets It. So Wits It Gets It, he's like an internet when it comes to flat earth, like, but the real internet, not the Google internet. He's like the flat earth internet, because this guy can spew out all this scientific jargon and go toe-to-toe with the best of them when it comes to flat earth debates versus science believers. And so Brian Myers, you know, it was just him. So I don't know if people might think that was unfair, but I believe it was necessary, because this type of debate, you know, he couldn't afford to stumble around questions. And you know, this was too important of a debate, because it was a PhD guy, you know, the guy that actually has a degree. So with this type of debate, you know, they don't happen all that often. So it was very important for the Flat Earth Avengers to assemble and get together to go against this, because this opportunity was very important and urgent. So yeah, it might have looked kind of unfair to some people, because it was like, what, 5 versus 1 or whatever. And, you know, that's just what it is. Now, as the debate ended, it went actually very well. And when it ended, you know, this guy was like, he can't do this again, because, you know, he felt like he was outnumbered. So they agreed, like, okay, you can bring on any other PhD guy with you, or any other scientist, or whoever you want to help defend your position, to defend the globe, you know, bring them on. So this looks like this should be the format going forward. This group that was assembled to defend Flat Earth, the group I named, if I missed any of the names, you know, sorry, I didn't mean to, but I'll leave a link to the actual debate in the comment section in the description box, so you can check it out for yourself. It's like a 4-hour debate, and it's worth every minute though. So basically, going forward, I believe this group that was assembled to defend the flat earth should take on more people and actually bring in that Bitcoin challenge that DITRH has. I think they should take that and add it to this debate. What was it, like 3 Bitcoins if you can prove the globe? And then, so basically, I believe this debate that happened should make it official. They should really take on all challengers, take on the PhDs. I believe they can do it, because from what I saw, they don't stand a chance. Anybody that believes in the globe Earth really doesn't stand a chance when you go against this team, because it's too much facts and information coming out, because I don't believe one person could have done that. So they need to take on like this Bob the Science guy and MC Toon, and whoever dares to step in the ring needs to go against these guys as a team. They can, and whoever's on the other side can bring whoever they want. And maybe they should even put the challenge out there with the Bitcoins. They don't even really need to, but if, you know, that could be an option. Maybe to get this thing going, it should be like a big thing. This should happen like maybe once a month or something. You know, it needs to be in a format where maybe they have a moderator. Although I actually enjoyed the debate without the moderator, because sometimes I believe moderators can kind of step in too much, and to me they kind of ruin debates sometimes. So I mean, I'd prefer without a moderator, but if that has to be the challenge, then so be it. They need to get Red's rhetoric on. Anybody who dares to step in the ring, because Red's rhetoric, he's like a coward when it comes to debates. Because I saw he was recently going to debate this guy, and he was like, well, basically, it doesn't sound like the debate's going to happen because Red's rhetoric, he has a whole list of demands and he's all these rules. I think that's what ruins the debate. It's like, because I see how Red's rhetoric goes. He likes to steer the debate into his favor, and it's really not in his favor, but he does it. He knows how to set the rules in a way where it will appear that maybe he wants the appearance that he won. I don't know if I don't look at it like he won, but some people might. I think basically because he knows how to format the debate where you're not allowed to go outside of anything that he already has in place. Like, he wants an exact frame of, an exact thing you're going to be debating on, and it can't leave that subject. Anything outside of that, it gets stopped immediately. The moderators he has in place usually are biased and favor Reds, and so he has it set up to where you cannot even bring up anything that will destroy the globe. He basically has it to where if you try to bring up something that will destroy the globe, he's like, nope, that's not part of what we're discussing. It's like it's very unfair how he goes at it. So I don't know. I mean, a moderator might have to happen with this Flat Earth Avengers if this idea takes off. I mean, because I really think it needs to take off and expand with this group that I mentioned. We're going to call them the Flat Earth Avengers, and, we can call them whatever we want, but, I just titled the video that, basically, but that's kind of what it looked like because, like I said, if one person tried to do that, I mean, you can't really just come up with all the answers, like, as quick as they were able to with the groups because they each had their own strengths. Just like how the Avengers, they each have their own thing that they can do. Like Thor has a lightning, Hulk has the strength, Captain America has the smarts, so they each have their abilities. And so with this Flat Earth Avengers, I felt like it was the same thing where each member had what they were good at. Hibbler, he was good at doing what he does. He kind of has this, he knows how to lay, I'm not even going to get into their strengths and stuff. You have to check out the debate yourself. But basically, it's what I described, that each have their strengths. And going at them, I think, is a problem for the globe. So they can bring on whoever. This needs to get bigger. They need to get bigger names. The challenge needs to get more viral, and the challenge needs to become something to where we can get on the best of the best. The Neil deGrasse Tysons, the what's his name, Bill Nye. Get them on it. Maybe they can team up, and get some scientists with them. Maybe they can take on some astronauts. Maybe this can become a thing because with peer review, that's the thing where it even came up in the debate where, you send in a peer review and you're going to get dismissed immediately if you're making sense about Flat Earth. If you come out with a whole bunch of sense and science and facts and you try to get that published with the peer review board, they're going to dismiss it right away because they have bias towards themselves. They don't want to lose their job. They're the ones that have been mainstream narrative for their whole lives and gotten to that position using mainstream narrative. So you can't publish something that proves that the theory that you believe this whole time and that got you in your position is not solid, because at the very least, that's what flat earthers can do, is prove that their beliefs are not solid as they were told. They're going off of ancient math and observations that got steered into this group called NASA, where they are presenting images to defend their position, but these images turned out to not be real. So it's like a very serious mind program where people just assume the globe is real just because they saw images and they didn't even think that these images were fake, so it turns out this whole world has been believing, a nonsense lie, I mean, for lack of a better word, you know. And you know what happens when people start to realize that this whole time they believed in a myth that the earth was a globe flying through outer space. Once people realize that, they won't be able to be lied to anymore. Because now they'll have, because right now it's like everything is like, you're a conspiracy theorist, you know? And it's like, what's wrong with that? Questioning the official mainstream narrative? You guys are saying you're a conspiracy theorist as if something's wrong with the idea of questioning authority, you know, and and questioning the mainstream consensus. So we need to get to the point where people understand flat earth so that they can realize, oh, maybe that's foolish to not question things. You know, that's what it comes down to, is you're no longer fooled by things once you become aware of flat earth, because you can now see clearly that there has been lies told to you. You have been told the biggest lie ever about a whole lot of things, you know, and then you start to see things very differently in this world. And now you can get to the point where the majority won't be like, you're pointing the finger at you like that's a bad word to be a conspiracy theorist. And they make it a bad word, but really it became a bad word and a kind of a slur, but it really shouldn't be. But, you know, there needs to be a better word probably, because there's so much negative energy attached to that word. But really, you know, questioning the people, questioning what was told to you should be celebrated, you know. Anyways, look, like I said, I'm gonna leave the link to this epic debate. This showdown went like 4 hours long. The link is in the comment section in the description box. You can check it out for yourself if you haven't checked it out already. And share the video. Get this video out to all the deniers, all the people that think flat earth is not worth your time. Well, have them listen to this debate. Have them listen to it. And I believe this debate has a potential to wake up a lot of people, and there should be many more. This needs to be a thing. That like this team needs to go against the world, basically. So look, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna leave some links also if you would like to sign up to my other channels or my social media and things like that. I'm also gonna leave a link if you would like to support this channel. And thank you to all the supporters out there. I have a membership section on my YouTube homepage. Also, I have links in the comment section and the description box so you can support, preferably on my Patreon page with at least $1. Your support's going to help me keep Feature Mind online. Plus, you're going to help me get much more documentary style videos out with lots of visuals and well presented, well edited, you know, those types of videos. So thanks for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Feed Your Mind, signing off.